Wasabi! What's happening, everybody? We're back on westbound 58 here. Got a very familiar place we're going to be delivering to this morning. Same place it is delivered to three days ago. And yeah, Daniel Finney and John Farmer, all my other friends, who always say, local OTR. Yep, yeah, that's me. Alright, so I told you on my last pickup there at Walmart in DC in Multnomah that there was a possibility I'd end up coming back to Cali before even making it to Plainview. And yeah, sure enough, that's exactly what happened here. Getting on 99 northbound here. I was actually expecting the traffic to be worse here at this interchange. It's pretty nice though. I mean, there's traffic here. It's slow right here, but I was expecting a delay even trying to get to this interchange, at least by a little bit. Let's slide over because I don't want cars coming around me on the side and boxing me out where it becomes my legal problem to merge with them and not theirs with me. So, now see, you got that car back there, but they're staying back, and I think they're going to stay there. Come on, car, what are you doing? Get over here. Alright, and looks like we're all right back here. Alright, about a 7-mile trip from here up to 7th Standard Road now. And we'll exit on the 7th Standard Road and take 7th Standard across to the west like we did in the last one. Uh-oh, somebody getting searched? Yeah, or I don't know. I don't see anybody there, but I mean, unless maybe I didn't take a very good look inside the back of the police car. I don't think that there was anybody in it, but maybe I'm wrong. Alright, so what ended up happening is on that Multnomah pickup, I ended up I actually considered stopping at my house, but ended up changing my mind and decided to press on, and I was going to try to get into Arizona. But I was hungry, and I had decided I was going to stop in Barstow briefly for some food. And I actually had the In-N-Out Burger in mind. Usually we'll stop there for Del Taco, and I'll usually will park in the Del Taco parking lot. But now normally, okay, if you go to In-N-Out Burger though, okay, there's an old factory outlet mall that's right behind Del Taco. Now, if you're not very familiar there, with Barstow there, Del Taco off the Linwood Road exit 178 on I-15, they actually have truck parking there. So, what you can do is park there, and there's no shortage of places you can eat if you don't want to eat in your truck, or eat your own food in your own truck, whatever. Of course, it was, I think, Friday or I don't remember what day of the week it was. What's today? Thursday. Okay, so maybe it was maybe it was Monday or something like that. Whatever the case. Now, normally on the back end of the truck parking area at Del Taco, which, by the way, I can see countless times four-wheeler, car drivers would ever go into that same truck parking lot thinking they're trying to get into the lot where Fat Burger, Jimmy John's, or whatever that sub shop is called, IHOP, all that kind of stuff, even In-N-Out. They always go into the truck area trying to get to there and realize the hard way that they came in the wrong way, came in the wrong entrance. Now, normally though, it's not such a big deal. There's an alleyway behind Fat Burger, which is right on the south end of whatever I call it, the end of the Del Taco truck parking lot that's furthest from Del Taco's building. And there's an alleyway you can take over there that'll go right alongside the side of the factory outlet mall, and go behind Fat Burger, go behind In-N-Out Burger, and behind Arby's, I think, and comes back out onto, I forget the name of that street down there. I don't remember, it's like Commercial or Enterprise, or I don't know, some kind of freaking street like that. Yeah, actually down there by where an HDRA off-road race usually had used to always be known to start, the Firecracker 250. And anyway, in that alleyway though, there's some parking spots for the old factory outlet that's no longer used, that you can actually park your truck in along and just walk right across over to In-N-Out Burger if you want. Yeah. Then I find out that the alleyway was blocked off. They had a gate up because they were doing some kind of, I don't know what the hell they were doing, some kind of construction work there right behind, right there in the corner, the back corner of Fat Burger. So I don't know, I guess it'll be I'll stay tuned to figure out what the hell is actually going on there. I know there's some kind of, I think there was some kind of project involved in the old factory outlet mall there, but I can't remember what the detail is. I have a Barstow Facebook group that I run, and I've seen them talk about it, but I don't remember exactly what the project is. Anyway, I ended up shutting down there because it was too much of a shit show trying to get out of there. I mean, it was just like it looked like Friday evening or something, or Sunday evening almost, like trying to even maneuver around there. So I just said, screw it. I'm not going to get much further anyway. I'm still going to need a 10-hour break, another 10-hour break before I get to Plainview regardless. So I decided I'll just go ahead and stay in Barstow, do a 10-hour break there, and leave at night when there's nobody around, or a lot less traffic around, and it'll be a lot less headache. So yeah, I ended up doing that. Yeah, it was a pretty dick thing to do there in Nissan. I don't know if you guys saw that there. So this hay truck that just came in, he was over the number 1 lane, and when I vacated the number 2 to come over here to the 3, he wanted to come over to number 2 for obvious reasons. We're not supposed to be in the number 1 when there's 3 lanes of traffic here in California. And this Altima driver looked like they didn't really give a shit. They were going to say, yeah, fuck you, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And truck said, no, fuck you, I'm doing it now. Entertainment, I guess. Alright, anyway, I ended up making it from Barstow out to, no, actually, when I was in my, I think in the middle of my shift, yeah, because I ended up doing an 8-2 split at Barstow, actually. And as soon as I got my 8 hours in, yeah, because I knew I was going to end up getting the drive time from before my previous shafter delivery back. Yeah, which was about 3 or so hours on top of the 3 plus or whatever it was I still had left on my clock. I had just enough really to get into Arizona before taking the break, and that was it. So add in the 3 hours-ish that I drove from my house to Shafter before I did a 2-hour split in conjunction with the delivery. I ended up having like 6+ hours to work with before I was going to have to stop for a 2-hour break. So went ahead and did that. Got tired and decided I was going to stop in Yucca, Arizona, take my 2-hour nap there. This is 7th Standard Road here. Come on, truck. You don't have to freaking putt the goo all the way up to the red light. Alright, anyway, I got asked by one of the night DMs, actually one of our newer night DMs, if I wanted her to put me on the repower monitor, because one, I was running behind schedule on the load, which I knew was going to be the case when I picked the load up. I originally thought I had a chance at on-time delivery, but it was going to be tight. But then, no, actually, when I actually picked up the load and even had a chance to get it moving, I realized no, I was going to have like a 0300, maybe 0400 ETA to Plainview, and it was due at midnight, so I was going to be 3 or 4 hours late on the load. And on top of that, I talked in the other video. Come on, andale. I talked in that pickup video that I was running real tight on hours available. I only had 38.13 on my 70 to work with between when I was picking that load up and the 24th, which is tomorrow. Today's the 23rd in the morning at 8 a.m. by the way. I have a 9 a.m. delivery here at Walmart. And so I said, yeah, go ahead, because I was running behind, like I said, and I was really iffy on my available hours. Because all it was going to take is if they were going to end up giving me a cactus reload, I was going to like jam me up really super tight on my available clock. And it was only going to take like maybe one traffic delay somewhere along the way. Probably wasn't even going to need to be much of a traffic delay before I was going to end up in a position where I didn't have enough clock to even make it to our San Bernardino drop yard after picking up a cactus. So, like all these different things going on in my head, like, you know what, it really is better if I get on the repower list. So, ended up working with Rob, our swap guy, one of our swap guys. He asked me where do I think I can make it to, and I go, best I can do is Albuquerque. I was pretty sure I could make Albuquerque, but didn't really care if I stopped there or Dancing Eagle Travel Plaza. So he said, okay, I'll figure something out. And he ends up getting me. He ends up getting me set up to swap with a guy over in at Dancing Eagle Travel Plaza. You're staying in that lane, dude? I think you are. I don't want to go much faster, especially when I got a light coming up. I usually like to do about 5 miles an hour below the speed limit when you have a light coming up. Oh, I actually move it over. If that's the case, I'm going to come back over as well. Alright, yeah, I ended up swapping that load off there at Dancing Eagle. And I still had like a little over an hour, I think an hour and 15 or 19 or whatever the hell was left on my 11-hour clock by the time I got there. So did the swap and ended up coming back to the Flying J in Jamestown, New Mexico. Yeah, I went there with plans. I only even stopped there because like I wanted a shower, needed a shower. And I figured I was, shit, let me slide back over because this guy's lane's going to end here. I gotta watch that Ecology or whatever the hell that is truck back there though, because he's already carrying momentum and I'm not sure. Is that a bull hauler or pig hauler or whatever? I can't tell. Let's see if I can. Try not to slow this bull hauler or pig hauler, whatever he is, down, but I'm trying to give this guy a chance to move back over. And I guess he was leaving the options open for bull hauler here. What's he got? He's empty. Okay. I look like a bull hauler, but not normally here in California. What I see most when it comes to livestock trailers, it's usually pigs that they're hauling, not bulls or cows, whatever. Okay, this is what I was looking at. Okay, I don't remember. I saw that light, and maybe I just didn't pay attention to the one that I was going under here. All right. Anyway, yeah, I ended up getting over Jamestown and couldn't even get my damn shower because half the showers were down. And I reserved my shower through the app, through the Pilot app, and it said 4 people aligned in front of me. I'm like, great, and I'm gonna end my next shift at my house anyway, so it's like I'm not holding up myself from getting home over a fucking shower. I'll shower as soon as I get to my house then, if that's the case. Yeah, I'd gotten up and with enough time, like I think like 45 minutes before my 10 was up, where I was going to have a chance to get my shower in before my 10 was up and be able to get rolling immediately. But yeah, then I see like 4 people lined in front of me on the app, and then yeah, I'm still sitting there, and then all of a sudden it turns into 5 in front of me. Like, whoa, what the hell? How the hell did it go from 4 to 5 after I'm already checked in? It's supposed to go down, not up. Yeah, because that means I didn't really save my reservation, and it put someone else in line in front of me or something. And then I go back, I go out of the app, come back in, and I don't even have a reservation. And then now it's saying like 7 people in line in front of me. Are you kidding me? So I'm thinking, okay, there's something going on with their system here. So I went inside with my shower bag and all that, and thinking, I don't know, maybe it's just something with their computer system glitching, or because I've seen that happen before, where it'll say there are a bunch of people online when either the showers are completely down as a whole and nobody can shower, or sometimes the system will tell you that there are people waiting, but there are actually also showers available and waiting for people to use, and it just won't assign them to people. I mean, the system won't. So those kind of things happen, and I say, you know, I end up manually getting a shower reservation there from the lady at the front desk, and yeah, sure enough, yeah, there was a line of people there. Well, there was nobody out there waiting. I mean, in the store area, it looked like they were waiting for showers, but then while I'm sitting there waiting, the maintenance guy who works the shower area told me, hey, just FYI, there's going to be a wait because we're down to 7 showers. And I think they usually have like at least a dozen. I'm not really sure how many they normally have, but they were short on showers that I work with. And so yeah, if you can get on your radio and let people know, hey, there's it's kind of a delay getting into the showers here. Like, okay. Yeah, man, that's one way to get me in a bad mood too, is when I know I want a shower and I can't get one. Oh, yeah, that's, you don't see the bipolar thing. I don't really think I have really a bipolar problem, but someone did tell me recently I can be a little bipolar, and it makes sense too. Also, knowing you know, I have an Aspie. But yeah, and I do have OCD issues because of that, and it's kind of natural, I guess, that some bipolarism will be with that. I just never really considered it that way. Okay, right here is the Target DC. We're going to turn right around the other side of it, right where the light is up there. Looks like we're all right. So yeah, these cones were making me concerned about it, but it looks like we're good. This road's completely closed. Do they not use that to get into the Target DC or what? Alright, as you see though, I do have much better weather conditions here coming into here than I did last time. Last time it was foggy and right around dusk, I think, or yeah, early enough where the lighting conditions weren't very good and couldn't see much of anything. So this should give you a much better view of what exactly like you're looking for, like landmarks or stuff like this. All right, this is Zachary Avenue. Be a right turn here, and it's pretty simple. I won't have any screw-ups this time. If you watch that other video, you'll see that I screwed up and made a turn onto a street that was a dead-end road. That only because the map looked like it was a straight, like it would go straight on through. And not to mention, when I actually was looking at routing whatever, well, I've been through here before, but for some reason it was trying to route me all the way up to the very end of this street here, Zachary, and then make a left at the end of the road, but you can't really do that. It doesn't really go through all the way up there, because that side street's a dead-end road, and you can't get to this street from it. As soon as this Jeep goes by me, I'm gonna, we got 45 zone ahead. Check this Jeep by me, and I'll slide over to the left. Alright, just come straight up this street. When you see a stop sign, that's when you start. That's when you want to turn left. There'll be a Ross and Dee Dee's Discounts Distribution Center right there. That'll be your clue to turn left. And I forget who this is. BPS Supply Group, whatever the hell they are. Look like metals, like they got pipes and all that kind of stuff in their yard, if that's theirs. Alright, I'm gonna end up having a bit of show and tell for you guys when we get docked in. Related to tractor problems that most people would be already in the shop for, but I'm not, and I'm not going to go in the shop for it, at least not yet. We'll talk about that though once I'm docked in, because I'm going to need my phone and be outside the truck to show you guys. You can go ahead and use this this number 3 lane here. We just follow this road down until it dead ends into I forget the name of that street, but it's the same street that the truck entrance to the Walmart DC is on. Oh, screw me then. Yeah, I forgot this lane is. I thought it stayed though. I don't know. And I'm kind of going a little bit fast. No, it doesn't end. Doesn't look like it does. Like it goes, it stays here all the way up to the dead end. That's why I'm like, are you sure it ends? Because I could have sworn that it goes all the way up to where the road ends. So that's an old lane ending sign up there that needs to be taken down. Okay, right where that Walmart truck is coming from is we're going to make a right turn. Yeah, Amazon or Clayco, the Art of Science and Building. Like UPS and yeah, I guess that's UPS's building there. Alright, so you can also take note, you got this this street dead ends, and if you look on if you keep looking south on this street that we're going to turn onto, there's a dead end sign right there. It's hanging upside down. Obviously missing the mount bolt for the top part of it. Alright, that big building right there straight up ahead and to the left is Walmart DC. We're going to go just past it and come into the driveway on the northeast end of the lot. We are currently heading northbound. They need to pay attention to what the name of the street is. Driver Road or something like that. Got traffic down and stuff kind of disrupting the contrast that I need to more easily read it, but yeah, I think it's Driver Road. Alright, see how much easier this intersection is too when you don't have fog and also trying to figure out, because you can't see the damn building until I mean, when I had fog the other day, I couldn't even really see the building very well. I knew it was up here somewhere, but why are you going so slow, dude? You don't need to. Seriously? It's okay, man. You can fucking go by those guys. You don't have to do 2 miles an hour all the way up to the stop sign. I mean, go slow and reasonable, but acting like you're waiting for me to vacate my right-of-way space so you can use my lane, that's or look at making me think that you want to use my lane. That's kind of overkill there, especially when your own lane is wide open still. Alright, right around this fence here, these guys parked. Gonna be turning. The last time I came here, if you watched that video, if you haven't already seen that video, didn't even have to get out of my truck here at the guard shack. They just came up on their own, and yeah. I thought last time, the first time I came here, though, I had to get out and then sign some form or whatever. That's their form, whatever. It was like on a table or something outside the shack. I got 8:15 local time. Not too bad there. Pretty good chance they're going to come out on their own before I even get a chance to get out of my truck. Morning, how you doing?
You good? First time here?
No, I've been here a few times.
Go ahead and sign that first one. Do you have your driver's license with you?
Sure do. It's been so long since I've been here. 3 whole days.
3 whole days? Damn. Alright, Scott. Thank you. Here. Go ahead and sign the stickers and then you know what to do, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a bolt cutter to cut your lock or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
225.
Go ahead and remove the seal and put it inside the bag when you open your door.
You're being too nice. You're putting me right next to the receiving office.
Huh?
You're being
right next to the office?
Yeah. You said do well with the bolt?
Huh?
You said I can go ahead and leave the bolt in the trailer, or you want me to bring it, put it in here?
I can't hear you.
You said you want me to go ahead and put the bolt inside the trailer, or?
No, so
Or put it in here?
put it when you open your doors. You're gonna break the seal, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna place it inside the bag. Then open your trailer doors back in, and then you're gonna walk that over to the office.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes a lot of times they just say leave it in the trailer.
All right, man.
Alex. Alright guys, it's we're yard moving now from, I double check that I actually went into yard move status. Okay, I got door 225, which is literally right next to, it should be literally right next to the receiving office. It has a bolt on, a bolt seal. I do have a bolt cutter so I can cut the seal myself. Break open the seal, and like you said, to put the seal inside the envelope there and take it with you to the office. You trying to blindside into there? Why don't you do a U-turn setup, dumbass, or go past it and come back side. Figure out what the hell this guy's doing. And again, normally we stay left, not right, because if I was trying to dock in over here in the 400 or 300 row, which is right here to my left, that guy would have been interfering with my setup. And if I was really insistent on being over on that side, I'm not going to take no for an answer on that. You're not going to fuck with my setup. If I'm trying to back in, my tandems are going to be as close to that lane as possible. And nobody's going to get in my way. Or nobody's going to get me to move away from that area. I've got to go slowly here because I'm close to this. No, 225 is not right next to there, but it's close. I do have a wide open. Alright, I actually have a straight back setup here. I'm going to go ahead and wait till I'm in line to open my doors, because I can actually do this without interfering with anybody else. Get back real quick because I see that guy walking. But either way, regular pair of 10 stiff pliers is not going to have a fun time trying to get that open. So, alright, we'll come back. It'll be a little bit off to the left, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. Oh, let me pull that there. Yeah, come on, pump it. Pump, pump. Oh, yeah. That was perfect. Just barely stopped right at the same moment that the trailer was hitting the door, because I couldn't even feel any ricochet there. Alright. Now we pull forward. Oh, I guess I should have put myself off duty before I got out of the truck. Oh well, not a big deal. Alright, pull just away enough from the kingpin. Let my pressure drop. Pull the rest of the way out and go check in. And when I get through checking in, we'll do some show and tell with truck problems, okay? Maybe you guys can learn something. Maybe I can learn something too. So you guys... if any of you guys are diesel mechanics or something, give me some inputs on what your impressions are. We are good there. Okay, so stay tuned. I'll be right back, and we'll do our show and tell stuff, all right? Okay guys, we're all done here, mostly. I do have an OS&D though, and it's 11:43 right now, or 11:42, whatever. I've actually got the bills around 11:30ish, but I'm kind of waiting on my OS&D person to give me an OS&D number and give me clearance to send my empty call and depart. So, now come on, quit jerking. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this at least hooked up to the trailer. There was an overage of 4 cases and a shortage of 2 others, basically 2 more. Then it was multiple different items. So there's like at least 3 different line items on the overages, and I think it was 2 line items, something like that, on the shortages. Yeah. So. I've sent the pictures to our OS&D people, and I don't know, she's not, I got transferred to her, and I told her, hey, I sent pictures to you, I just need clearance to go ahead and send my empty call and get my OS&D number from her, and I'm good. But now when she put me on hold, it's just like it transferred me to some other number, or transferred me back to her number, and then it rang and rang until it went to voicemail, and then, okay. What'd you put me on hold for then? I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and hook back up. There should be the trailer should be empty though. Okay, she's not sent anything back to me yet. And it looks like Kim Potter, the police officer who shot and killed that guy who meant to, and when she thought she was tasing him, has been found guilty of manslaughter. I double check, got my load lock back. Turn my reefer off as well. Alright guys, we're finally good to go here. A little bit of shenanigans with the OS&D stuff though. I'll give you that info in a second. Okay, so get myself in. I was gonna go ahead and just hang out outside the property, but I was here long enough overall. Where come on, check out it. It's shiny. I'm not gonna burn too much 14 sitting there waiting to go to my my next shipper. So this guy is done. Now it's his U-turn. Alright, we'll get checked out. I do have a reload after this. Let's see, he's going to come over this way, I think, because he just came out of a dock door. So we'll get out of the way here. Okay, so originally I thought I was going to just, when I'm empty, go outside the property and hang out until it's time to head up. Now I have a pre-plan going from Saputo, one of the Saputo facilities in Tulare. It's about an hour drive north of here, and it's going to Jacksonville, Florida. Now when I was still on my way over to this way with this load that I just finished, I'd let my DM know, hey, if you guys want, because I was good for OTD, on-time delivery. And I'd mentioned if you guys, if they need help with anything, I don't mind picking something up and taking it back to the drop yard. And I said I was even willing to pick something up and just keep it with me if it had enough time on it where I could go ahead and spend the 24th and 25th at my house and still deliver the load on time. And so about, so she sends a message back, okay, I'll let the planners know. And not even 5 minutes later, I get a message from the pre-plan from the planner, hey, will this work? It was this load here, it's not due until the 29th, so I can deliver it on, I can easily deliver it on time, even with the time off at my house, so yeah, no issues there. Wait on them to come out. Well, I gotta close my doors, but kind of figured I'd wait until they come out before I do. I don't want to, because with it raining, I don't want my trailer control record here to get too wet. Yeah, I think it might just be one person in there right now. She's handling I think the prime driver coming in. It's a nice mural on the side of that truck. Let's say Proud American. It's got like a bald eagle on the side of it and some clouds and all that. It's pretty nice looking. Actually, I want to see the rest of that truck. I can only see the back. Okay, so I wasn't able to get a straight up view of the guy's truck from my cameras here, but got a good look at it. Yeah, it's got like an American flag design on the front quarter panel and the hood and all that. I talked to him briefly. He said he got it. I guess most everybody at Prime, I guess, goes to a place in right there in Springfield, Missouri, where Prime's based at. He says the place is called Stars and Stripes, and that he paid $3,900 for it. And I guess he got, when he started leasing that truck, he picked that color specifically knowing that he was going to do that kind of thing to it. And yeah, it looks good. Yeah, I told him I had something in mind as well, that once my truck's paid off, I plan on doing a wrap on this one that will kind of represent my my Air Force history. Actually, you know what? Forgot I can go this way. At least I believe I can. At least on the map, it looked like I can go up to Laredo Highway. I know I've used Laredo Highway before. Sometimes I use that when I don't want to deal with Highway 46. So I'm going to do some exploring here. Just curious. I didn't really want to go back down the 7 Standard Road and see what that's about. I mean, when I come down this way and get an idea. I don't see any no truck signs, so that's a good sign. Yeah, I should. And there is actually a customer off Laredale Highway that I've been to a couple times. Performance Food Group, I believe, is. Yeah, that's PFG. Yeah. Okay, so this road should curve around to the left up here by probably where that tree is up ahead. And then there are a couple of different roads I can, a couple options available for me to get up to Laredale Highway from that road. Old Santa Fe Road, or whatever they call it. Basically, it follows the train tracks up. This should be a good truck route here because it's got the orchards here, or whatever these are. Now, if you got this kind of stuff here, there's going to be like field trucks working out of this, out of these yards here, facilities. So should definitely be an okay truck route, at least to get up this way. Now, yeah, Highway 99, it goes kind of northwest from 7 Standard Road to where Laredale Highway is. So I figure if I take a little bit more direct route up to the north, it'll be a little bit shorter. A little bit. There's a van coming, but I think it's come over this way, get out of the road. Just trying to avoid, trying to keep my tandems out of his lane as much as possible. They still went into his lane, but. Alright, I got this pickup passing me. So I'll probably just get over to Laredale Highway and then we'll end the video there. The most truck appropriate route that I see would be Cherry Avenue, which I'll hit before I get to Santa Fe Road. Take it up to the north and that'll run me right into Laredale Highway, a couple of blocks up. There is another street coming up here as well, a short distance. It is a 4-way. It's a thinner road though, so I don't know if it's truck legal. It's not as thick as the road that I'm on right now as far as the map is concerned. So I'm gonna plan on not trying to use that road. Maybe it's possible I can use it, but I'm gonna tentatively plan on using that Cherry Avenue instead. Alright, so that OS&D problem I had, turned out we only had like one OS&D person working or something, or she went on lunch break or whatever. They usually have multiple, like at least 2 or 3 people there or whatever, but it sounded like they all went to lunch together or something like that, and I'm like, wait a minute. I just talked to her briefly, and it said, basically put me on hold, and then it started ringing again and ended up going to her voicemail. So I was like, no, I don't have any rejected product. I don't need to sit here in a dock door waiting just for an OS&D number and permission to send an empty call. So like, I shouldn't be having to do that because someone's at lunch. Now, there's normally someone there at all times to handle that, and okay, if I have to sit and wait for disposition from a shipper, okay, it's understandable, but to have to sit till, this stop sign here is Cherry. This is what I'm going to turn right on. To sit there but for someone to come back from a lunch break just so I can get an OS&D number and permission to send an empty call, no, we're not going to do that. I know it's holiday though, so it kind of probably adds to the complication there. I understand the idea of going to lunch together too. I used to do that all the time when I was a aircraft mechanic. Sometimes, we're all clear here. Yeah, this definitely looks. Yeah, the flooding here. I don't know what the non-paved part of the road looks like. So just be abundance of caution there. Took it extra wide there, and well, not really much wider than I would have done anyway, but I couldn't tell where the end of the pavement really was. I had a pretty good idea where it was, so I made that turn based on that assumption. Alright, anyway, yeah, you see the traffic up ahead. Possibly, I don't know. This camera, is because it's a wider view, it doesn't get as good a straight ahead view of what's going on as I can see with my eyes. So I'll keep that. I'd kind of consider that. But that's Laredo Highway. We're gonna head east, turn right on Laredo Highway, and that'll take me right down to 99. And we'll go north on 99. And I'm going to end this video as soon as I get down to Laredo. I'm not going to go all the way down 99 with it. And I will have another video for you guys when I do my pickup. This is going to be pickup at the Saputo facility off Bardsley Avenue. This is in Tulare. There's, as far that I know, at least 4 different Saputo facilities that I know of. And all of the other 3 I've been to at least once before, and in the case of the one on Page Avenue, I've been there numerous times before. This one I'm going to today, I've never been to before. That's the only one I've never been to. Here's a PFG truck right there, probably going back to his DC there. I can't really see the greatest down the road here because there's a tree right here next to this property I'm next to, kind of limiting my view down the road. I think I see just enough right now where I should be fine. Yeah, it looks like we're good. Yep. Alright. Okay, before I finish up though, I will say, because yeah, a lot of you guys who watch me are also friends with Scotty D67. Yeah, as am I. Kind of refresh some of you guys' memory and maybe get some of you guys who are maybe are familiar with me but not with him or something, go check his channel out and maybe check out a certain video that he did. I don't know, it's he always has weird names for his videos. I don't know if the videos is easy to find as mine are when you're looking for something specific. But there was one point a couple years ago when Scotty was still driving for JCT. And he had a pickup at one of the Saputo facilities, but I think it was the one, not the one on Page, but the one that's 2 blocks up. And it was the one that, those of you guys who watch him regularly, maybe you can pull up the link to it and comment on it. And because in that video, Scotty got lost and ended up, his GPS was sending him over to some residential area on the wrong side of Highway 99. And I'm not trying to make fun of him or his navigation and stuff, whatever, but they ended up, because he had never been to the particular Saputo facility that he was going to, and it was one that I'd previously been to. It just so happened I was in Tulare myself that same day, and I was actually trying to check in at the U.S. cold storage facility that was just north of the one that he was trying to go to. Like 1 block north of the one he was trying to check in at, but I couldn't find. And yeah, I had tried to check in because I was told it was a drop and hook, but I was told no, we only do live votes for you guys here. So I said, go. You'll have to come back at like 1300. So I started deadheading back over, or PCing back over to the truck stop. And as I'm passing by the street that's right in between Page Avenue and the street that his actual receiver's on, I see him coming up right on that intersection. And yeah, we wave at each other, and he's on his live stream, and he's, hey, I think that was Scott Zane. I was like, yeah, I sure was me. And yeah, right here is where Performance Food Group is. That's I've delivered to them before. And you can actually park along the side of the street right here too if you want somewhere that isn't Flying J or truck stop related to park nearby. Anyway, yeah, like I say, you see him in that video. I mean, him getting lost in that video, and then you see me crossing his path as he's coming up on that stop sign. And then later on, he ends up. I think after he got to picking up his load, he ended up meeting up with me at the Love's over there. and we ended up doing like a meet and greet kind of thing for a few before we ended up parting ways. So yeah, if you check out Scotty D67. Again, a lot of you guys watching my channel or know me from him anyway, but there are people on here who don't know him and know me or whatever. So, you know, I encourage you to check out his channel, check out the video. Like I say, if someone here can post that video as a comment, the link to the video here in the comment section, I might add it in the description as well. So, otherwise, yeah, I'm already kind of getting pretty close to Highway 99. I'm going to go ahead and end this. Like I said, I wasn't really planning on taking this long to finish the ramble stuff. So, alright, you guys all have a great day. Oh man, it's I got an airport here with a nice, whatever that, I don't know what that aircraft is there. It's kind of a bigger, regular single tricycle gear airplane. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to end this, and I'll have a new video for you guys when I get to the Tulare area, alright? Thanks for watching. You guys have a great day. If you see this after Christmas, hope you all have a Merry Christmas. Alright, Happy Holiday, whatever it is you do. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is. Alright, have a great day.